Hey everybody, welcome back to From Tree to Lumber. A little while back I was cutting down this standing dead white oak. I need it for some 6x6s, and things didn't exactly go as planned when I tried to drop it, and I ended up kind of screwing up the bottom 6 feet. So, not being one to waste wood, I have decided to put this thing on the mill, and I'm going to use it as my very first attempt at quartersawing white oak. The piece that deformed as the tree fell is probably no good for anything, so I'm just going to toss that into my firewood pile. But I think the other portion, the straight portion, is probably going to be fine and good enough for experimenting purposes. I've never actually quartersawn white oak, so I'd like to do it for myself and see the raise that I'm supposed to get and all this kind of thing. And this seems like a perfect piece just to play with. This will also be the first cuts on my relocated sawmill. I've decided to add a fairly large compound where I can put up a small building to house the sawmill and maybe a couple of small buildings to dry the wood as it comes out. But there'll be a lot more about that coming up in future episodes. So let's just cut this and know that there's more coming. All right, the damaged wood has been taken off and I'm left with a nice flat surface. I'm just going to roll this log over, put that flat surface down onto the bed, and then I'm just going to take a minute and show you what my plan is on the end of the log. I'm no kind of artist, so this is just to give you an idea of what my intentions are, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to mark out the pith, the very center of the log, which isn't very good for anything. And then my intention is to take at least 2 pieces off of each direction radially, which will give me my quartersawn pieces. I know this isn't a very big log, and the boards I'm going to get out of it are probably only going to be 3 or 4 inches wide. Honestly, this log was destined for firewood because I kind of screwed up dropping it. So the intent here is just to learn a new technique and see what the effects are. I've just never done it before, and it should be fun. And again, if I mess it up, it all just goes back into the firewood pile. really love my little edge clamps. So for those of you that don't know, I fabricated these up to just keep the piece locked solidly to the bed of the sawmill. I found that the clamps that came with the sawmill sometimes allow the board to sort of lift off of the bed a little bit, and these solve that problem. As I said earlier, quarter sawing is when you saw the log sort of radially from the center to the edge. And the advantage of that is the wood is much more stable. It's less prone to warping. And in the case of white oak, you get these beautiful rays that kind of shimmer across the surface. You see this a lot in older furniture. I believe they're called medullary rays, and they're quite sought after, and they're very prominent in white oak. So I ended up getting 8 pieces, 1 inch thick, 4/4 by 2.5 inches wide. They're about 6.5 feet long, and you know what? They're really nice pieces of wood. I'll just set them down to dry, and eventually I'll find a use for them. But they're going to be really beautiful pieces of wood. Just to show you a little bit better what I'm talking about, I took those 2 really thin pieces that I will use for something in the future, and I just gave it a quick plane, and I want to show you what these rays look like. They're really quite beautiful. Okay, well, that's it for today. If you like this stuff, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. There's going to be a lot more coming. I'm going to be getting into some timber framing and all kinds of neat stuff. So, yeah, go ahead and hit the button and see what I'm up to. Thanks for watching.